Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to this new video. Today we're gonna make a tier list about every character that I know of in SquadBusters. Okay, I think first thing first we should remove the one that I don't know about. I'm gonna have to try them and maybe even wait for the 3 stars addition or even 4 stars to do a final tier list, but for now I'm gonna do a tier list of what I know of. Okay, I would say without a doubt Archer Queen and the Barbarian King in the S tier. They are broken, they upgrade all of your troops, having one makes your army way stronger, and yeah, I feel like their stats overall is higher than everyone else, so there's no reason not to pick them. The Barbarian, I'm gonna say it is C tier, like it is really mid. If you think about a troop, it does everything, kinda high DPS, kinda high HP. You gotta wait for the fusion, so it's not really a great start, but it does the job. So yeah, overall, I would say like it is the most mid troop you could choose. If you don't have better options, just pick the Barbarian. Bow, I'm gonna say it is bad. It is slow, doesn't have a great DPS. His DPS increases with mobs, but there's no reason to pick a long-range character like him because every other long-range character does more damage. So overall it's just trash, I feel like. You can kite quite well, but I would never pick him over any other troop, so almost every other troop, but yeah. I'm just gonna put it in D tier. Same thing I think goes for the Chicken. Maybe a little bit better than Bow. He has an higher DPS, he can give you boost, maybe in Doppelganger or Double Trouble it could be more useful, but overall, yeah, I would never choose Chicken over anything else. Colt, I think it is A tier. A really high DPS, he has really low HP, but it's fine, you just gotta protect him. You can kite mobs, so at the start you don't really need more HPs. And overall does a great damage, has a great ability, really good to clear out other troops if you're chasing. Dynamic. Guys, I gotta be honest. I thought at first glance Dynamic had a lot of possibilities, maybe with new abilities or stuff like that. It can counter Witch in Doppelganger, but overall no DPS, really squishy. It is really situational, and overall, like, you can't do anything with him. You can't chase other players because his attack goes slower. It is easy to avoid. So yeah, I feel like I would never pick Dynamite. So I'm just gonna put it in trash. Now, El Primo. El Primo is a good tank overall. He can have a decent ability to stun other people, but I feel like when his ability goes off, you can actually just lose him out of the army. So your army is here and he goes maybe even off screen just to use his ability on someone random that's passing by. And then he gets melted because it is one troop in your opponent's army. Yeah, it is a tank, but I don't know, man. I don't feel like I would ever pick him. He doesn't have DPS, so at the start sucks. And mid to late game there are better options. So I'm just gonna put it, I think, over Bow, maybe even over the Chicken, just because it is tankier. The Goblin, I gotta say, I reconsidered the Goblin, guys. Goblin is actually kinda decent, just because he has an high DPS, he can give you an head start, and yeah, the stats are decent, and in Doppelgangers he's just broken. You can just pick him, get infinite gold, and then go for the next chest, so it is an infinite reroll with one more troop, which is broken, but in a normal game it is just decent. Now, Greg, I'm gonna say I have to put it in B. Like, overall his stats aren't great, it isn't good for PvP, but for chopping down trees at the start, if you find him, like, it is a free win. So it's crazy, it is the most broken character ever to pick at the start of the game. So I would say B, but it would be easily an S if you find it early game. The thing is, if you find mid to late game, or if you already have one fusion, it is useless. So there's no reason to have more than one Greg, and for that reason I'm just gonna put it in high B tier. Let's talk about this guy. This guy, I've gotta say, trust me, in sweaty lobbies game, if you have a good army or just simply to survive, this is the most broken troop ever. I'm gonna put it in S tier. I think it is gonna be played everywhere if it isn't reworked. You can just boost forever, literally forever. You can just run around the map going into bushes to chase down people. You can do crazy stuff. Like, the thing about having a giant army is that if you can convert it into killing other players, it is kinda useless. You can just stand in the middle and conquer the middle chest, but the gem mine, but I feel like chasing down people and killing them with Hog Rider is just too broken. Free gems, free key, and yeah, even for mobility in general, it is just too good. Like, having infinite mobility in this game is just too good. Now, medic. I've gotta say the medic should be kind of like B to A. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put it in A for now, just because I feel like having your troops healthy, it is really helpful. But I don't know if I would go for a fusion on the medic. I mean, if I don't have any other choice, sure, but you just need one, like the Hog Rider. You don't need more than one, but it is a really good addition to your army, so I'm just gonna put it in A tier. Now, Nita, I feel like she's decent, maybe good. I would pick her over a barbarian probably, but yeah, I wouldn't say nothing more than a low B tier. It does the job, but even in Doppelganger you can spawn bears and then change her, but the bears are just gonna run around. He doesn't have a really great DPS. I mean, he kind of does both tank and damage, but yeah, the stats aren't that great. They're good. Shelly, I really gotta think about Shelly. I would feel like I would pick Shelly over the Barbarian and the Goblin, just because his ability is kinda good, but the DPS at early game isn't great. So let's say mid to late game, it is better than those two guys. So I'm just gonna put her in low B tier. One last troop, it is the Witch, the most broken card in the game. If you find it early game over Greg, you have 1. If you find her late game and you can get a fusion, you have 1. She can beat mega units. If you move properly, her skeleton can fully tank for your army. The skeleton can even tank for mobs, and the mobs are gonna eat them, so just broken overall. In Doppelganger it is the most strong unit ever. In double unit, like, she's so broken. Pick the Witch. I've got nothing more to say. Tell me what you think about the tier list in the comments. If you have any critique or anything else, subscribe